Welcome to NSG 315 Study Session 8, Pulmonary Assessment. These are steps that are designed to take the nurse through the assessment of a patient in a logical and organized sequence. You should first start with a very general inspection and history of the patient. Then your exam becomes more detailed as you begin to examine the interaction of all body systems. In this study session, you'll be learning about pulmonary assessment using health history, past history, social and family history. Learning outcomes for study session 8. At the end of this study session, you should be able to, number 1, explain health history in pulmonary assessment, and number 2, discuss risk factors for respiratory disease. Health history. The health history initially focuses on the patient presenting problem and associated symptoms, with close attention to how all aspects of the patient's life, including activities of daily living and quality of life, are impacted. In conducting the history, the nurse will explore the onset, location, duration, character, aggravating and alleviating factors, radiation if relevant, and timing of the presenting problem and associated symptoms. Common symptoms. The major signs and symptoms of respiratory disease are dyspnea, cough, sputum production, chest pain, wheezing, and hemoptysis. The nurse also assesses the impact of signs and symptoms on the patient's activities of daily living and to participate in usual work and family activities. Past health, social, and family history. In addition to the presenting problem and associated symptoms, the history should also focus on the patient's health, personal and social history, as well as the family health history. Specific questions are asked about childhood illnesses, immunizations, including the most recent influenza and pneumonia vaccination, medical conditions, injuries, hospitalizations, surgeries, allergies, and current medication, including over-the-counter medication and herbal remedies. Risk factors for respiratory disease. Smoking, the most important contributor to lung disease. Exposure to second-hand smoke. Personal or family history of lung disease. Genetic makeup. Exposure to allergens and environmental pollutants. Exposure to certain recreational and occupational hazards. Vitamin D deficiency. Obesity. And lastly, excessive exposure to acetaminophen prenatally and the first 2 years of life. Summary of study session 8. In this study session, you've learned the following. 1. The health history initially focuses on the patient presenting problem and associated symptoms, with close attention to how all aspects of patient's life, including activities of daily living and quality of life, are impacted. In conducting the history, the nurse must explore the onset, location, duration, character, aggravating and alleviating factors, radiation if relevant, and timing of the presenting problem and associated symptoms. Number 2. In addition to the presenting problem and associated symptoms, the history should also focus on the patient's health, personal and social history, as well as the family health history. Specific questions are asked about childhood illnesses, immunization, including the most recent influenza and pneumonia vaccination, medical conditions, injuries, hospitalizations, surgeries, allergies, and current medication, including over-the-counter medications and herbal remedies. Thank you. We've come to the end of this study session.